this is your first workout of the week, okay? We're going to lay down some foundational movements that will help you in the future. We're also going to build some conditioning and a little bit of strength. Okay, you're going to start off with a warm-up, 5-minute jog, and then we're going to do some stretches. I'm going to demonstrate these for you. And then it's 5 rounds as fast as you can go, keeping good form, of 8 push-ups, 12 air squats, 16 sit-ups. Now if you're intermediate or advanced, intermediate should do about 10 rounds. Go ahead and up the rounds. Okay, do 10. And if you're advanced, do 20. Okay. If you find this to be a struggle, you get through 3 rounds and you're feeling dizzy or nauseous, go ahead and call it at 3 rounds. All right, you'll have another day. You'll have more time to build that up. And it is normal when you first start training and you've never trained, or you haven't trained in a long time. It's normal to get nauseous. Don't freak out and don't think that it's not for you. Okay. Now I'm going to go through the stretches and the movements and demonstrate those for you. The stretch list is the Cobra to downward dog. This is going to prep you for your push-ups. Okay. And if you have wrist mobility issues, this is the time to stretch your wrists also, because you want to be able to get wrists to 90 degrees here without much pain during your workout. So now is the time to work out those aches and pains. Okay, get those wrists stretched. Alright, you'll come down into a straight body position and hands right next to the chest, not under the chest, but right next to the chest. I'm going to fingers pointing forward. I'm going to push straight up, keep my hips on the ground, lock those elbows. Hold for 5 seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to push into a downward dog. Hold that for 5 seconds. On the downward dog, you want straight elbows. You want to open the armpits all the way. You want knees straight, you want your butt up in the air. Really try to stretch out the shoulders. And you can also hit your hamstrings and calves at the same time on that one. So you're going to alternate between that 5 times. Cobra, 5 of these. And then downward dog, 5 seconds. You can do the couch stretch on the wall or on a bench, and you'll want to get some type of pad, like an ab mat. I got a moving blanket here. Put your knee on. The knee's going to be about 6 inches from the bench. This knee's going to be 90 degrees. It's out there for balance. You're trying to stretch the hip flexor and the quads, so don't lean over like this. Okay, lean back and try to get the butt to the heel, and then hit that hip flexor a little more. Hold his arm over your head and open that up, or you can reach up. I prefer to pull over, so I can also get the lat and the side and the psoas at the same time. I'm always trying to hit more than one area at a time if I can. It saves time. Okay, so quads, hip flexors, side of the abs, lat. Hold this for 30 seconds on one side. Switch and hold the other one for 30 seconds. Okay. Make sure that you can get the heel to the butt to the heel. That's priority. And then if you want to hit the quad a little deeper, a little lower on the leg, push forward away from the bench with the butt, kind of lunging in. That's another variation of it. This will put the emphasis down here. If I come up, the emphasis slides up a little bit into the hip flexor. So this will hit right here. Right. if you find a spot that you can't hit these checkpoints that I'm saying, you can't hit the heel of the butt, and you're lacking mobility in that area severely. So you'll want to spend some extra time on those stretches before you train. You got to hit minimal requirements of mobility before you actually do your workout. Now if you're hyper flexible and you have no problems coming heel to butt, you can overbend any position, then you don't want to spend much time stretching at all. You can go right into a workout. Alright, and then the seated hamstring. We're going to try to get as much done with this stretch as we can in one shot. So we're going to lean forward, stretch the hammies, and then we're going to grab the toes and stretch the calves at the same time. When you do this stretch, you're trying hard to keep a straight back. Try not to round out, because that relieves the pressure on your hamstrings. Alright? Try hard to straighten up, push those knees down, pull back on the toes. Pulling back on the toes to get those calves. Okay? And straightening up will put pressure on the hamstrings. So don't just do this. Alright? This works, that does stretch, okay, but a straight back is better. And if you got any sticky points in your ankles, you can work them out like this, side to side. I broke this ankle a while ago and it always gets sticky, so always wiggle it, loosen it up. Okay, 30 seconds there. So that's your warm up. Those are your stretches for this workout. So the push up, you're holding a plank and you're pressing. Try not to let your body sag or flex. Okay. So to get your hand placement correct, start on the ground. Okay, and then pull the hands back behind the shoulders a little bit, right next to the chest, like nipple level. Okay, and then I'm going to brace my core and push straight up, lock those elbows. Okay, every repetition you have to touch the ground with your chest. Okay. Those are push-ups. If you can't do a full push-up, alright, the next variation that I prefer is a Cobra into a plank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Cobra, and then I'm going to plank. Okay? The reason for that is that teaches you to hold the plank. It's going to strengthen your core, and the Cobra is going to strengthen your arms, your triceps. Okay? The last variation that you want to do, if you can't do the Cobra and the plank, is the knee push-up. Okay? That's the last one. If you can go from the knee into the plank, finish every push-up like that. Go knee, plank. Okay? Because the sooner you teach yourself the plank, the better. And you strengthen that core. Air squats. Put your feet somewhere between hip width to shoulder width. And what I mean by that is the ankle joint be directly below the hip joint or directly below the shoulder joint, depending on what feels best for you. Okay? When you squat, you're going to squat all the way down as far as you can get. You want your hammies to touch your calves. You want your butt to be below your knees. Okay? And when you're down here, those feet are flat. Okay? Try to keep a flat core. Don't do this. Try to stay up. The tighter you are, the less flexible you are, the harder it is to keep that posture. And as you warm up and stretch out, it might get easier. Okay, don't do this. How the heels come up. Okay, and don't do this. Unless you need to. Unless you have to, that's fine. If you get stuck down here and you can't get back up, start with quarter squats. Okay, and if you can't, and then also another good variation to build yourself up to squats is medicine ball squats. Alright, so you're here, touch the ball, push back up, and you can use it to brace yourself too. Kind of catch your balance, and then you can kind of rock yourself back up a little bit. Alright, that's a little easier than a normal air squat. So, hip of the crease below the kneecap, and finish with straight hip extension. Okay, don't do this. Come all the way up on every rep. Okay? So that's it for the movements and the workouts, a triplet. That's a good number for conditioning. You got push-ups, air squats, and sit-ups. The sit-up, all the way up, touch the shoes, the toes, okay? Down, knuckles to the ground, blades on the ground. All the way up, touch the toes. Alright, we need a variation for that. If you can't do that, leg lifts aren't much easier. I'd rather you do crunches and just come up as high as you can each time. Touch your hands, throw your hands up a little bit, get a little momentum going. Okay. Don't pull on your neck. That can cause problems. That's not good. Don't pull on your head. Just throw those hands up. Because you can use your hands to give yourself some help on the sit-ups. Touch the mat, throw the hands, sit up. Alright? And that's it for the movements.